Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Stuart W. Robertson Memorial Gymnasium as we get ready for Roseburg girls basketball today. The Roseburg girls welcome in the Forest Grove Vikings. Roseburg comes in with a 1-1 record after losing last night for the first time this season on the road at North Bend, 33-22. Forest Grove gets a win in their season opener last night. They were on the road at North Medford. They come away with a 57-37 victory against the Black Tornado. Going to have a good one on our hands here today from Stuart W. Robertson Memorial Gymnasium, and we'll have more to talk about it as we continue on. It's going to be an abbreviated pregame show as we count down towards tip-off. It's Roseburg and it's Forest Grove. Today's game also streaming live at 541radio.com, where you can watch today's action for free. We take a 2-minute break and be back with more of the pregame show after this here on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Get ready to satisfy your dessert cravings with Mountain Mike's new mini churros. These delicious bite-sized churros are the perfect dessert to pair with your favorite Mountain Mike's pizza, made with only the freshest and finest ingredients, dough made fresh daily with 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese, and toppings to the edge. For limited time only, get 16 mini churros for the whole family for only $4.99. Don't wait. Order yours today for dine-in, carry-out, or delivery.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Back here at Robertson Memorial Gymnasium, where Roseburg gets ready to take on Forest Grove. Joey Kieran here with you. Appreciate everybody for tuning in and joining us for the broadcast here today. Again, want to let you know we do have live video coverage of today's game, streaming live online at 541radio.com. You can also check it out on our YouTube channel. Go to 1490 The Score on YouTube and be able to follow the action with us there. We have games throughout the entire Roseburg High School calendar. And we'll have both boys and girls basketball for you this year on our YouTube channel. We'll also maybe get a chance to get in a little bit of wrestling in there. And then when we get to the spring season, we'll get into our baseball coverage as normal there. So looking forward to another winter sports season with Roseburg here on The Score. Today we get our first girls basketball game on the radio for you, led by head coach Chad Smith in his second year. Got a chance to talk with him in the pregame show. Was planning to play that interview for you. A little technical difficulties here on our side, and we get a little bit of a late start, so unfortunately not enough time to get to that here in the pregame show. But talking to him, he's got a group of a lot of returning players. Now, it is a lot of returning players from a team that went 0-12 last year during the late spring 2021 season. But they did snap a 23-game losing streak in their season opener this year as they picked up a win against Eagle Point here at home in their first game. 23-game losing streak that dated back all the way to the 1920 season. And that had been a long time. Their last win had been on January 7th of 2020 against Sandy. And since then, it has been kind of tough going. But they last year did not have a senior on the roster, so they returned pretty much everybody. Still a very young team with only a couple of seniors on this year's roster, and they are looking to continue to grow and build from what they experienced last year. That was pretty much the message from head coach Chad Smith. On the other side, Dan Lumpkin, the head coach for Forest Grove, he's got a team with a few seniors in there, and they're coming off of an impressive 57-37 win over North Medford. They led by double digits for nearly 3 quarters in that one, forced 36 turnovers in that matchup. They also were 26 of 33 from the free throw line in that matchup. So they played some tough defense, and they forced North Medford to make some fouls in that game, and that really helped lead the way for Forest Grove in their season-opening win against North Medford. We're just about ready to go for today's matchup. We've got the national anthem, and then your tip-off. We'll take a look at your starting lineups when we come back. This has been the pregame show. Roseburg and Forest Grove tipping off when we return on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
We are Douglas County Farmers Co-op, but we're not just for farmers. We serve all residents of Douglas County because we are Douglas County. Stop by today for everything from a tank of gas to a bite to eat anytime you're hungry. Pick up something for yourself, your home, and those you care for. Celebrating 100 years of service, Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Good people, good products, and good advice.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
As a doctor, I kept myself safe from COVID by following all the proper protocols. Then I visited my family, and we all got COVID. I debated getting the vaccine since I gained the COVID antibodies. I changed my mind because I learned the antibodies may not offer full protection. But getting the vaccine after COVID can help prevent you from getting sick again. It also lowers your risk of getting someone else sick. So whether you've already had COVID or you're still unvaccinated, please get the vaccine.
And a senior number 22, Chelsea Miller. Chad Smith is the head coach.
Welcome you back here to Robertson Memorial Gymnasium as we get ready for tip-off. Starting lineups for tonight's matchup. I should probably say this afternoon's. That's probably the more accurate term. We get ready. Forest Grove 1-0 on the season. Junior Miley Vernon will get a start at a guard position, along with Lily Everson, a senior 5'9" guard. Also a senior 5'9" guard, Allie Hammond. Rounding out the starting five, Grace Burke, a junior, post at 5'7", and Lauren Buchanan, a sophomore, at 5'7" as well. On the other side for Roseburg, Emily Morello, Riley Molsick, Amy Carpenter, Jocelyn Monteferring, and Chelsea Miller. The tip in the air is won by Roseburg, and the Indians will be moving right to left on your radio dial in their home white jerseys, maroon for Forest Grove. The pass into the middle is tipped away. It'll stay with Roseburg. On the right side with it is Morello. Morello double team, trying to force it through the defense. It's taken away by Forest Grove, and they'll go on the outlet. Lily Everson on the left side tries to step around the defense. Her shot off the mark, and the rebound pulled down by Morello. Morello, a sophomore. Good size for a guard. Nice ball handling skills. She dribbles to the left side. Pressure on the near sideline. And stepping on the sideline is Chelsea Miller. Miller, the senior, caught that pass on the near sideline. Didn't realize her foot was as close to the out-of-bounds line as it was. And she turns it over. Bringing the ball to the floor, it's Allie Hammond launching a three. It's glass and through. And Forest Grove will take an early 3-0 lead on the bank shot there by Allie Hammond. Hammond coming off of a 10-point performance yesterday against North Medford. Some press, pump fake. Roseburg gets it into the half court. Morello, kick ball, on her bounce pass attempt, trying to get it to Montefiore. Inbound from in front of the scorer's table as we sit on the opposite side here at Robertson Memorial Gymnasium. And a travel call, and the inbound goes to Montefiore, and she tried to step around the defender, gets called for the extra step, turns it over back to Forest Grove. And Forest Grove has forced a turnover on every possession for Roseburg so far. Man-to-man defense right by the Indians right now. A three from the left side off the marks, boxing out. Roseburg can't get the rebound on the miss. That was by Buchanan. Dribble around the top, hand it off, Hammond with it. Bounce into the middle, tried to go with the give and go with Burke, and she kicks it back out. And a travel call now by the officials, cutting through the middle of the lane. I believe that called against Grace Burke there. 6:31 to go here in the first quarter. It's still a 3-0 lead for Forest Grove. Both teams struggling to get their offense going against some tough defenses. Another pass tipped out of bounds, this time getting a hand on it. Miley Vernon knocks it out of bounds. Dribbling baseline, Montefiore tries to pass it out to Morello. That pass taken away. It's Everson, and Everson traveled as she got caught up in traffic on the outlet. And it'll give it back to Roseburg. Inbound into the backcourt for Mulsick. She brings it into the half court. Her pass tipped up in the air by Buchanan, who had some size on her. Buchanan feeding through the left side of the lane. Everson, her shot off the mark, and down with it is Roseburg. Montefiore weaving through the backcourt. Pass intended for Miller, and it's taken away. Another big defensive stop by Forest Grove, and they'll go coast to coast. It is Allie Hammond that lays it in and draws a foul, and with that, she will head to the line for a three-point play. Allie Hammond already with 5 points in this game, all 5 for Forest Grove, and she will head to the line to try and make it 6. To the bench goes Jocelyn Montefiore for Roseburg. Michelle Rivera will check in for the Tribe. The free throw rattles off, no good for Hammond. 5-0 score. 5:42 to go first quarter, and a pushing foul called against Forest Grove. And that one, I believe, goes against Everson.
Foul against Lily Everson.
It is against Lily Everson for her first. One team foul against both sides so far. Rivera will get it in the backcourt. Gets it to Morello as they try to run that half-court offense. Bounce pass to Mulsick. Dribble to the free throw line. Slapped it out of her hands. That is Everson with the steal. Driving up the floor. Going to bounce it across the lane to a teammate. Could not get it. That was Buchanan. Her shot off the mark. Had a pretty clean look at it, and it falls off the left side of the rim. Tipped out in the backcourt. Everson knocking it out of the hands of Morello. So far, Roseburg still without a shot in this first quarter. Trying to get their clean look there. They really haven't had a real clean look at the hoop so far. Morello will get it in on the, Rivero in on the inbound pass. Checking into the game is Emma Murphy. She's been dealing with a knee injury, but getting out there, working her way back in. In the corner, that ball tipped out of the hands of Rivera, out of bounds on the far sideline at the end of the Forest Grove bench. Roseburg will get a chance to keep it. It'll be an inbound for Morello. Far side, trying to get somebody to move her over here. She does get it into Murphy. Murphy dribbles left side. Cut off, double team coming. Her pass slapped out of the air and into the hands of Miley Vernon for Forest Grove. Long two attempt is just a bit long on the shot. Weak side rebound is there for Buchanan. She'll get her first points on the miss by Hammond. And it's a 7-0 start for Forest Grove as a timeout taken by Roseburg. Our score 7-0 with 4:47 to go in the first quarter. We take a 30-second break here on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Get ready to satisfy your dessert cravings with Mountain Mike's new mini churros. These delicious bite-sized churros are the perfect dessert to pair with your favorite Mountain Mike's pizza, made with only the freshest and finest ingredients, dough made fresh daily with 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese, and toppings to the edge. For limited time only, get 16 mini churros for the whole family for only $4.99. Don't wait. Order yours today for dine-in, carry-out, or delivery.
4:47 to go here in the first quarter as Roseburg trails 7-0 against Forest Grove. Joey Kieran with you. Today's game is sponsored by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. Full court length to go for Roseburg. In the backcourt, Rivera gets it. Able to let traffic clear, hands it off to Morello, who will bring it across the midcourt stripe with the left hand and then poked away from her, and Roseburg turns it over again. The defense continues to play strong for Forest Grove. Crossover, right side. Hammond cuts through the right side of the lane. Her shot falls off the right side of the iron and pulled in by Burke, who gets the rebound. Hammond gets it back, and she looks like she's going to be the one trying to do a lot of the offense for the Vikings so far, but her second attempt on that possession goes out of bounds on the miss. Roseburg will get the ball. Full court pressure. Amy Carpenter have not called her name really at all so far in the game. She gets it here. She's been Roseburg's leading scorer. And a travel called against Rivera as Carpenter got the ball up the floor to Rivera. Rivera saw a cutter. That would have been Emma Murphy. I like the idea, but she didn't get the ball away in time. Turns it over with a travel. Bringing it up the floor, Hammond through the center circle with the right hand, pass it away. Step back jumper for Emerson, hard off the iron and now over the backboard. Emma Emerson misses on her first attempt, the sophomore, scoring 11 points for Forest Grove in that season opener against North Medford. She comes off the bench here. Checking out. Allie Hammond will get a bit of a rest here. At the top, Morello over to Rivera, into the corner for Miller. This has been the best possession for Roseburg so far, trying to work their offense. Rivera had to race to get the basketball after losing it on her dribble, so she got kind of stuck. Gets it to Carpenter out at the top. Morello to the left side, driving. With it, Murphy gets to the baseline, puts up a shot. It's over the top of the rim, and on the other side comes down, tipped out of bounds. And it'll stay with Roseburg as the rebound attempt. Inbound from Morello on the baseline, and it goes out of bounds, tipped by Forest Grove out of bounds. .326 here in the first quarter. Miller gets it on the left side of the floor, dribbles out to the top. Murphy comes to get it at the right wing, bounces it to the right corner for Morello. They run the offense. Miller had a clean look as they lobbed it over the top of the defense, but Chelsea Miller shot too strong. Rebound comes down to Forest Grove up the floor, almost a travel. They don't call it. Kick out. A three ball is good. Lauren Buchanan puts it through. It's a 10-0 start for Forest Grove on that three-pointer with 2:58 to go here in the first quarter. Morello will bring it across. Roseburg's done better running their offense on the last couple of possessions. Get it into the middle. The Carpenter had it slapped out of her hands, and they're going to say last touch by Roseburg. 2:47, substitutions coming in. Skylar Wiedemeyer will check in for Roseburg. Amy Carpenter gets a chance to head to the bench. Also checking out was Burke for Forest Grove. Near corner. Step, Caitlin Peterson. She tried to take it and had it stolen away, and then Forest Grove's going to steal it right back. Miller had it, and just sneaking up and stealing it away was Emma Emerson. And Chelsea Miller, in the ensuing scramble for the basketball, gets called for the foul. 2:34 to go. That is the second team foul against Roseburg. Out to the top, a clean look. The three for Peterson off the mark underneath. Rebound knocked out by Rivera, and it goes right to Emily Morello. Morello brings it up the floor, gets it to Murphy, right back to her. They've got the two high defenders on this zone from Forest Grove, and it has just really hampered Roseburg. And the Indians will throw it out of bounds on the far sideline. 2:14 to go. Carpenter's going to check back into the game for the Tribe.
Chelsea Miller comes out.
Chelsea Miller will take a seat on the bench. Miller with the one foul so far here in the first quarter. Right side, handed off. Peterson drives in the lane, kicks it back out. A straightaway three, hits the back iron, no good. A rebound tipped out, and last touch by Roseburg. Out at the top, that three by Ingram off the mark. 10-0, 2:03 to go here in the first quarter. It's been all Forest Grove so far. Roseburg got a slow start against North Bend, and that's what Coach Chad Smith said was their undoing, as a three ball from the corner rims out. That rattled around in the cylinder, kicked out. Now another three as they got the offensive board, and Emerson will put it through. That is the third made three here in the first quarter for the Vikings. Roseburg trying to get some sort of offense going before the first quarter comes to an end. 2:02 to play. Morella picked up her dribble in the backcourt, gets it back on a give and go with Carpenter, drives in the middle. The runner, no good, and tipped out of bounds, and it goes to Forest Grove. 1:53 to go, substitution. Vernon comes back in for Forest Grove. Ingram will take a seat. Bringing the ball up. Buchanan, right side. Hesitation, drives right side of the lane. Into the corner. With it, Peterson dribbles through, almost lost it. It goes out to her teammate, Buchanan. She drives in. Her shot too strong. Ricochets off the backboard and into the hands of the Indians. Murphy will try to bring it up the floor. Pass is tipped away from Carpenter. Carpenter saves it back in bounds. She scrambles to get to it. Finds her teammate, Wiedemeyer. Wiedemeyer out to the top to Morello. A long two from Rivera off the back iron, a bit too flat. Put back by Wiedemeyer, no good. And down with it is Carpenter. Rivera tried to make a pump fake move. She goes to the floor trying to chase down the basketball, and they're unable to get it. On the outlet, up the floor, off the mark for Peterson, and tipped out of bounds. It stays with the Viking.
Grace Burke in for Forest Grove.
Burke will come back in for Forest Grove. Inbound goes left side. It was Burke that had the initial attempt, and it just rolls off the iron. Roseburg able to fight for the defensive rebound. They've done a nice job of not allowing too many extra attempts by Forest Grove. A bounce pass trying to hit the high post to Amy Carpenter from behind. Grace Burke called for the reach in, trying to poke it away from behind. 13-0 the score, 52.7 to go here in the first quarter. Morello needs somewhere to go with it. Will fire it into the backcourt. Murphy brings it through that center circle. Got to be careful out there by the midcourt stripe. Dribbling right side. Gets the defender off of her. Wiedemeyer with it. Lost a handle on it. Now the Vikings steal it away. It's Everson with the steal. Gets it to Vernon, who will bring it up through the center circle. Finds a wide open player underneath, but too far underneath. Grace Burke hits the underside of the iron. And the rebound pulled down by Roseburg. Vernon goes down in the backcourt trying to get the steal. Now she recovers and nearly gets a steal on a bounce pass to Morello. Morello left side around a screen. Wiedemeyer in the corner, back out to Murphy at the top. Carpenter comes to get it straight away between the circles. Right side around a screen by Rivera. Pulls up for the long two, and it's just a bit too long for Amy Carpenter. The rebound pulled down by the Vikings. They try to press it up the floor, and it's off the hands of Caitlin Peterson on the outlet pass. Roseburg will get the ball back. 4.2 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Still a 13-0 lead for Forest Grove. Full court pressure, all five defenders in the backcourt for Forest Grove. Morello gets it on the inbound, fires it up the floor to Michelle Rivera, but the clock will run out here on the first quarter with our score 13-0. Forest Grove in front of Roseburg. Take a 60-second break. Be back with the second quarter here on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
We are Douglas County Farmers Co-op, but we're not just for farmers. We serve all residents of Douglas County because we are Douglas County. Stop by today for everything from a tank of gas to a bite to eat anytime you're hungry. Pick up something for yourself, your home, and those you care for. Celebrating 100 years of service, Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Good people, good products, and good advice.
Hey there, sports fans. It's Joey Kieran with the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. We're bringing you more local sports content as we change up our weekday sports lineup. We've got the Bald-Faced Truth with John Canzano, noon to 3 every weekday. And then from 4 to 6 is the James Crepia Show. More local sports talk here on Douglas County's home for sports, the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Second quarter action. It's 13-0. Forest Grove in front of Roseburg as we start the second quarter of action. Tonight's game is sponsored by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop. By Good Vibration Solutions for home theater and automotive audio. You can feel it at Good Vibes. And by Mahalo Heating and Air Conditioning. You can get 0% financing for 72 months on approved credit now at Mahalo Heating and Air. Well, Roseburg shut out in the first quarter. They'll try to get some sort of comeback going here in the second. Long way to go still. Just need to start chipping away at that 13-0 lead by Forest Grove. Roseburg will start with the basketball here in the second quarter. Leading scorers for Forest Grove, Allie Hammond and Lauren Buchanan, each with 5. Riley Mulsick back into the game for Roseburg. Morello will pass it into the corner for Sydney Montefiore, who has her entry pass tipped out of bounds, trying to get it underneath to Amy Carpenter. Sydney Montefiore in the game for the first time. Mulsick gets bumped and loses the basketball, goes to the floor, no whistle. And now a push by Mulsick on the other side. She let her emotions get to her there. She wanted a foul call when she got knocked over and then got up and let her frustrations out by pushing on the other side. Kind of seems to maybe be a little bit, I'm not sure if frustrated or if she's just, she's feeling a little bit of something here. She goes to the bench and will get checked in by Julie Deaver, the athletic trainer for the Roseburg Indians. Ball was out of bounds on a pass tipped out by Roseburg. Forest Grove has it around a screen, right side with it. Hammond passes into the corner, step back attempt. Lauren Buchanan passes it away. Hammond will take it, drives in, gets that one to roll over the rim. The shot was a little short, but it looks like she found a way to get it to carry the momentum up and over the rim, and now a steal away by Forest Grove. And their defense has been stifling. A 3-ball right side is right through for Lauren Buchanan, her second three-pointer of the ball game. And just like that, it is a quick 5 points to start things off here in the second quarter. It is 18-0 Roseburg in front of, Forest Grove in front of Roseburg. We'll take a 30-second break, come back with more of the action on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM at 1490 AM.
Sports fans, it's Joey Kieran with the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. We're bringing you more local sports content as we change up our weekday sports lineup. We've got the Bald-Faced Truth with John Canzano, noon to 3 every weekday. And then from 4 to 6 is the James Crepia Show. More local sports talk here on Douglas County's home for sports, the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Second quarter action for you here. Our game sponsored by Fisher's Hearth & Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces in the area. And by our friends over at Flyaway Travel. You can contact their travel experts for your travel plans, now located at 1445 West Harvard Avenue in Roseburg, or call them at 672-5701. Well, it has been all Forest Grove here so far. Their defense is the real deal. They have been very limiting so far in this one. Inbound pass immediately taken away off the fingertips of Rivera. Forest Grove will have it. Another 3-ball here for Buchanan, this time too strong off the back iron. Rebound, though, long one out to the top, pulled in by Forest Grove. Another 3-ball attempt, this time in the corner by Hammond. Her shot was no good. Gets it back, though, as a third attempt coming up here for Forest Grove. They've missed on a couple of 3-balls. Near side, thought about a 3 again, it looked like, for Buchanan, but she'll pull it in, drives in the lane, kicks out. It's Vernon on a 3, and she's got nothing but nylon. That is the 5th 3-pointer of the ball game for the Vikings. They lead 21-0, 6:26 and counting here in the second quarter. Roseburg still without a point. Sydney Montefiore gets it into the half court. She passes it away to Morello. Morello goes right, comes back to left. Things open up, got to the rim, but the defense closes. A ton of contact, no whistle. And the rebound pulled down by Hammond. Up the floor, she gets it to Lily Everson for 2. And Everson gets her first points of the game, and it's 23-0. A timeout taken by Forest Grove. And that'll be their first here of the first half. Let's take a 30-second break, pause. This is Roseburg girls basketball on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Amelia Snow. I work in the intensive care unit at Mercy Medical Center in Roseburg. I have seen the terrible damage COVID has done to my patients and their families. Without a vaccine, people of all ages can get very sick, even if they were perfectly healthy before they had COVID. The COVID vaccine is safe and effective and will reduce your risk of getting so sick you wind up at Mercy Medical. Get vaccinated, and I won't have to see you in the ICU.
Tough start for Roseburg here in this one against Forest Grove. The Vikings leading 23-0. 5:58 to go in the first half. Roseburg with the basketball out of a timeout. It's Emily Morello dribbling left side, picks it up, gets to Rivera, comes to get it at the top. Crossover dribble, back to her left, back to Morello. Back to Rivera in the corner. She drives from the left side, baseline, skip pass. 2 touches at last, Roseburg does. It got tipped by Forest Grove, but trying to save it in bounds. That was Michaela Cunningham, who tried to save it in bounds but couldn't get the handle on it, and she's the last to touch it as it goes out of bounds. 5.5 to play here in the first half. With it, Ingram out on the left wing, goes around a screen, has an open look at a 3, and she buries it. No hesitation, and it goes right through. Had the perfect angle on that one, 26-0. 5:20 and counting. Crossover back to the right for Jocelyn Montefiore, who's come back in to handle the ball handling duties. She is trying to drive against a defender who just will not let her go. That is Caitlin Peterson. Into the corner, a long 2 from Chelsea Miller is off the mark, and the rebound. Only 1 attempt allowed by Forest Grove as they pull down the defensive board. Buchanan will bring it up on the right side, passes to Peterson. Peterson looking underneath, steps around her defender, has an open look at a 3. Underneath, Carpenter will pull down the miss. 0 for 2 from behind the arc for Caitlin Peterson. Morello bounce pass to Montefiore. That is Jocelyn. Sydney not in the game anymore. Morello's going to take a 3. She launches a low-angle shot, dies on the back of the iron, and then falls off. Up the floor comes Forest Grove. A left side 3, and boy, the 3 ball is fallen for the Vikings. Third 3 of the game for Buchanan. It's 29-0. 4:15 to go first half. Left side, Morello to Montefiore, right back to her. Going to try to drive right side. High dribble, pulled it down, got a runner off the left iron, and no good. Roseburg getting better looks, just hasn't had anything fall now. Right side, Peterson out to the top. It's another 3 for Buchanan. Her 4th in the first half, and she is on fire. Get a heat check there. She's got 3 threes here in the second quarter. Carpenter has it at the top. Double team comes. Her pass trying to get it to Morello is taken away. Buchanan having an outstanding game. She had just 2 points against North Medford last night, and she is already up to 14 in this ball game. With it on the left side, trying to play tight D. Ingram nearly has it taken away. Able to control the basketball. Buchanan with it right side. Steps around with the help of a screen. Pins it on the edge of the rim. Her 3 was no good, but the rebound pulled in. And an easy 2 for Emerson on the offensive board to make it 34-0. 3:02 to go here in the first half. Jab step, pass it off. Carpenter running on the right side. Her lay-in on the catch and shoot, no good. Almost fell, but it just rolls off the iron. Roseburg, though, a second look, this time attacking the left side of the basket and fouled as she goes up for the shot. Amy Carpenter getting hacked. That'll be just the second team foul against Forest Grove in this one. Actually make that their 3rd. It'll be the first, I believe. First on Emerson. First free throw for Amy Carpenter is off the mark. Clanked off the right iron. A lot of substitutions in. Miller and Morello will take a seat for Roseburg. Buchanan, the hot hand out there, takes a seat along with Peterson for Forest Grove. Second free throw, no good for Carpenter. And she has an empty trip to the stripe. Roseburg still looking for that first point. 154 and counting. 34-0 your score. Left side with it. Number I don't have on my roster has come into the game. Ball kicked out of bounds. It'll stay with Forest Grove. Caitlin Mclaughlin has checked into the game for the Vikings. She gets it on the inbound pass from Vernon. Out to the top, a three ball. Left iron clanks off. Rebound pulled in by Murphy. That one off the mark by Ingram on her three ball attempt. 34-0, a minute 19 to play here in the first half. Trying to get it underneath the Carpenter. Backing her way in. Dumps it over to the far side with it. Cunningham. Baseline jumper too strong. And the rebound pulled down in the near corner by Mclaughlin. She'll race down the floor. She hands it off to Vernon, who brings the ball up through the center circle. Left side, cutting to get the basketball at the wing is Ingram. Ingram finds Vernon cutting to the basket, dumps it off to her, but she is hit as she goes up for the shot. And with 52.9 seconds to go, Miley Vernon will head to the free throw line. Vernon with 3 points in the ball game, scoring a 3 here in the second quarter. It has been a 21-0 advantage, make it 22-0 advantage here in the second quarter for Forest Grove. Second free throw off the left iron, pulled in by Murphy on the miss. Montefiore quickly up the floor as Forest Grove backs it up. No full court pressure. Stepping into a three is Murphy, and it is Emma Murphy with 38 seconds to go in the first half of this ball game. She gets the first points of the game for Roseburg on a three. Right side, step around. It's another three for the Vikings. Shot no good. That one hits hard off the backboard and circled the rim and out for Kai Ingram. At the top, Montefiore to Murphy. Murphy dribbles right-handed into the corner. Dump over the top to Cunningham, or from Cunningham to Carpenter, and she just harassed underneath. Gets knocked to the floor as her shot off the mark. 1 second to go into a three. Shot off the mark for Emerson. As we will head to the halftime break, 35-3. And Forest Grove in command of this one. We'll come back and go through the halftime shows. We'll take a look at first half statistics between Roseburg and Forest Grove after this 2-minute break. This is Roseburg Girls Basketball on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah!
Be great.
Participate!
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
I'm Amelia Snow. I work in the intensive care unit at Mercy Medical Center in Roseburg. I have seen the terrible damage COVID has done to my patients and their families. Without a vaccine, people of all ages can get very sick, even if they were perfectly healthy before they had COVID. The COVID vaccine is safe and effective and will reduce your risk of getting so sick you wind up at Mercy Medical. Get vaccinated, and I won't have to see you in the ICU.
Second half going to be coming up as we welcome you into our halftime show. Joey Kieran here with you from Robertson Memorial Gymnasium, where it has been all Forest Grove in the first half of this one. The Vikings leading 35-3 on top of Roseburg. Roseburg getting their first points on a bucket by Emma Murphy with 38 seconds to go in the first half. It has been all Forest Grove in this one. We'll take a look at some of the numbers here from the first half after a quick 10-second timeout for a station identification. This is Roseburg basketball on 541radio.com and on The Score. Well, Forest Grove with the big lead coming off of their big win over North Medford yesterday, winning 57-37 against the Black Tornado. They led by double digits nearly three quarters in that one, forced 36 turnovers. Their defense has continued to come to play here today as they have forced a number of turnovers, really didn't even allow Roseburg into a shot throughout much of that first quarter of play. And they really stifled everything that Roseburg was trying to do here in this ball game so far. That led to the big run. They were on top 13-0 at the end of the first quarter, put up 22 points in the second quarter for the 35 in the first half. Roseburg gets their first bucket with 38 seconds to play in the first half of the ball game. Emma Murphy stepping into a three-pointer and knocking that one down. Taking a look at the scoring from the first half of this one, Emma Murphy with 3 points for Roseburg. On the other side, you've got in double figures, Lauren Buchanan, who catches fire from behind the arc in the second quarter, hits 3 3-pointers. She's got 4 total, and she's got 14 points in the ball game so far in that first half. Behind her, Allie Hammond had a big first quarter, adds a couple of points in the second. She's got 7. 4 points for Miley Vernon in the first half, 5 points for Emma Emerson, 3 points for Kai Ingram, and 2 points for Lily Everson. And those are your scores from the first half of today's ball game. 35-3 the score here at the halftime break. We'll go ahead and take another 2-minute timeout. We'll come back. We will start getting ready for the second half of this ball game and start setting you up for what else is going on around the Umpqua Basin here today. I'm Joey Kieran. It's Roseburg girls basketball for you here on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
We are Douglas County Farmers Co-op, but we're not just for farmers. We serve all residents of Douglas County because we are Douglas County. Stop by today for everything from a tank of gas to a bite to eat anytime you're hungry. Pick up something for yourself, your home, and those you care for. Celebrating 100 years of service, Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Good people, good products, and good advice.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
As a doctor, I kept myself safe from COVID by following all the proper protocols. Then I visited my family, and we all got COVID. I debated getting the vaccine since I gained the COVID antibodies. I changed my mind because I learned the antibodies may not offer full protection. But getting the vaccine after COVID can help prevent you from getting sick again. It also lowers your risk of getting someone else sick. So whether you've already had COVID or you're still unvaccinated, please get the vaccine.
Here at halftime, it is 35-3, Forest Grove in front of Roseburg. For Forest Grove, they got, obviously most everybody usually takes Sunday off. So they will be back to action coming up on Tuesday against North Salem. First home game of the season for the Vikings coming up then. For the Roseburg girls, they will be off until Wednesday when they will be hosting North Eugene here at Robertson Memorial Gymnasium. 35-3 our score at the break, and we got both teams back out there on the floor getting ready for the second half of action. I want to say thanks to many of our sponsors like Roseburg Honda. Buying a car can be a hassle, but at Roseburg Honda, it's different. Customer satisfaction is their highest priority. Visit Roseburg Honda, where they treat you like family because they are family. Also, Tim's Appliance and Mattress. You can find them at the corner of Lane and South Stevens in Roseburg. 0% financing always available. And this time of year, you're always looking for something good to cook up, maybe with family coming into town. B&D Meats, whether it's for one or for many, B&D Meats in Winston has you covered. We'll take our final break of the halftime show, come back with the second half after a 60-second break. This is Roseburg Basketball on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Roseburg High Sports here on the score are brought to you by Barnes Heating and Cooling. Your complete energy company. Visit barnesheatingandcooling.com or call them at 541-459-1545. Also by Chuck Swarman Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? And by our friends at Dr. Lance and Randall. They are accepting new patients. Call them at 541-378-6694. Stay with us for the postgame show. And when this one goes final, we'll name our Mountain Mike's Pizza player of the game for the Roseburg girls. Your Mountain Mike's Pizza player of the game receives a $50 gift certificate to use at Mountain Mike's Pizza, found on West Harvard Avenue in Roseburg, just by the 124 interchange off of I-5 and just a hop, skip, and a jump away from Roseburg High School. Well, we start the third quarter. It is Forest Grove with the basketball. An entry pass stolen away by Amy Carpenter. Roseburg will get the ball on the steal to start things off. It looks like starters out there on the floor for both sides. We'll try and run through it. Emily Morello, a pass intended for Carpenter, makes its way to Rivera, and Rivera kind of stumbling a bit, but takes contact and will draw that and heads to the floor. It is a foul against Forest Grove. Inbound pass goes to Carpenter. As she tried to pull it in, it's slapped away by Buchanan. A steal by Forest Grove. Buchanan out there along with Everson. Miley Vernon is out there as well. There she is. Allie Hammond on the floor. She steps into a right elbow jumper. Boy, that one rattles halfway down and spits out. And underneath, Chelsea Miller had the rebound in her hands but could not pull it in. It goes out of bounds across the baseline. Also out there, Grace Burke, Laura Buchanan, Allie Hammond, Lily Everson, Miley Vernon, your starting five for the Vikings. Inbound pass goes through the fingers of Everson and taken away by Morello. Rivera, Morello, Miller, Jocelyn Montefiore, and Amy Carpenter, your starting five for the Tribe. Jocelyn to the right side to Emily, underneath to Amy. She tries to go on the reverse lay-in and hits the underside of the basket. Shot no good for Roseburg. Up the floor comes Forest Grove with it. Hammond, 7 points in that first half. Gets it to Buchanan, who leads everybody with 14. Dribbles out to the top. to Burke. Burke stands, waits, gets it away to Hammond on the right side. She dribbles around her defender, baseline jumper off the mark. She gets her own rebound. Out into the corner, back out to the top. Buchanan, cools a bit from three, missing nearly everything on a three-point attempt. Out of bounds, but last touch by Roseburg. Amy Carpenter will take a seat as Skylar Wiedemeyer will check into the game. Inbound, lobbed in to Burke. Burke had the ball knocked away from her out of bounds by Chelsea Miller. And so it'll be an inbound from the far side. Miley Vernon from the end of her own bench, tossing it in, finds a wide open cutter to the basket. Lauren Burke lays it in for an easy two. Doesn't get much easier than that. Great court vision by Miley Vernon to find the backdoor cutter on the inbound pass. 37-3 your score. Bounce to Morello. Morello found a cutting Miller, but her pass was off the mark. Miller harassing Forest Grove with the basketball was Burke. And Miller, I think, going to get called for the foul. She tried to get the ball back for Roseburg. For Miller, that is her second. 37-3, 2 minutes away here in the third quarter. At the top, Hammond, right side. Pass it away to Vernon. Vernon, couple of jab steps, goes left around the defender. Picking her up is Miller. Bounce it underneath to Burke. Burke working against Montefiore. Out to Buchanan. Thought about the left side three. Does not take it. Surprise there. She had been just absolutely lights out in the first half. Out at the top, Hammond almost lost her handle. Pulls up, settles for that free throw jumper. Back iron. Rebound pulled in by Wiedemeyer, and a jump ball call. It'll favor Roseburg with the possession arrow. Great fight there by Wiedemeyer. Unfortunately, the defender got a hand in there to tie her up, and she couldn't rip it away before the jump ball call. 5:30 to play in the third quarter. Montefiore brings it up, goes left side around a screen from Miller, looking underneath. One pump fake into the corner for Wiedemeyer. Ball tipped out of her hands. It'll stay with Roseburg. They'll inbound from the corner. Morello out to the top to Montefiore. That pass tipped. This Forest Grove team has a great job of getting their hands in the passing lanes. Three from Montefiore is off the mark, her first shot of the game. And the air ball was taken in by Forest Grove. The Vikings dribble it up. Hand off at the top. Everson dribbles to the right side. She'll try a three, and she gets it to roll over the front iron. Lily Everson has 5 in the ball game, and she hits her first three. 40-3 the score now in favor of Forest Grove. Montefiore to Miller between the circles. Ball high over her head, pulls it back down, gets it to Morello on the near side. Morello dribbles one last time with the left hand to Wiedemeyer. Wiedemeyer right back to Morello. Near side, Montefiore as they try to get the cutter through the lane. Not there. Jocelyn dribbling in, picks up the dribble, spins around, pass out to Morello. Morello sends her back into the corner. She'll dribble out back to the top between the circles to Wiedemeyer on the far side. Nearly had it stolen away and stays with Roseburg as they're able to control the basketball. Montefiore wanted to get it underneath to Morello. She comes to get it in the near corner. One bounce out to the top with the bounce pass to Montefiore. Jocelyn crossover a couple of times, but can't lose the defender. Hammond right on top of her. Wiedemeyer fighting off the defender, Everson, with her offhand. Pass to Morello, stolen away by Buchanan. On the leak out, Everson up the floor. She'll pull it back out, wait for the rest of the team as the number's not in her favor. Now gets it to Hammond, driving right side, goes straight to the rack, off the glass and lays it in for 2. Allie Hammond adding to her total. First points of the second half, she's got 9. Morello brings it across the timeline. Gets it to Montefiore, who brings it to the right wing. Bounced through the defense, found a wide open cutter. Morello lays it in. She's got her first points, and Roseburg gets their first basket of the second half. 3:25 and counting. Buchanan going to step into another three. She's a bit off the mark, hitting the back iron. The rebound pulled down underneath by Roseburg. Nice job boxing out. They're able to easily make that rebound. Montefiore looking for the cutter again. They do split the defense. Double team comes, though, on Morello, and she can't get a shot up like the last possession. And trying to go with the fancy handoff to Morello. Rivera's pass nearly taken away. A whistle on the fight for the basketball. And substitutions coming. It's going to be a wholesale line change for Forest Grove. The only player that stays in is Buchanan. You've got Peterson, McLaughlin that check in, along with Emerson and Kai Ingram, the fourth player that comes into the game. Morello out at the top to Montefiore. Amy Carpenter's checked back in. Emma Murphy into the game as well for Roseburg. Pass to the far side. Wiedemeyer looks for the cutter. Montefiore was there, but she lost the handle, dribbles it out of bounds. The offense, they've been getting the looks that they want. They just can't finish them. 42-5 the score. 2:38 and counting here in the third quarter. Buchanan right side. Underneath. Gets it to McLaughlin in the lane. She passes it out. Into the corner, Buchanan the three. The jumper too strong. Rebound, though, pulled down by Emerson. And then put back by Emerson off the mark. Rebound fought away. And Roseburg will come up with it. Murphy's going to dribble it up the floor. Bounce to the right side for Montefiore. Cutting to the free throw line is Carpenter. She turns and attacks the rim. And a nice job there by Amy Carpenter. Got aggressive, turned, and just went right to the rim to try and get the lay-in, and she gets hit as she goes up with it. Scoreless game for Amy Carpenter so far. She is 0 for 2 at the free throw line. Going to try and change that here. Her first free throw is short. Today's Roseburg girls basketball game sponsored by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County, and by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop. Sydney will check in for Jocelyn Montefiore. The sisters. Second free throw goes through for Amy Carpenter. She gets her first point. It is 42-6. Carpenter will check out of the game, as in will be Michaela Cunningham. 42-6 the score. 2 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Emerson picks up the dribble at the right elbow. Gets it to the Peterson, who cuts right through the lane, just slices in and gets an easy left-handed lay-in. 44-6. Pass to the far side. Underneath. Sydney Montefiore, the backdoor cutter, got open, but tipped out of her hands and out of bounds. Lauren Buchanan will check out of the game as Miley Vernon will come in for her. Roseburg with the basketball after it got tipped out of bounds by Forest Grove. Trying to run their inbound play and able to get back to the basketball after tipped away. Cunningham does collect it for the Tribe. Out to the top, Montefiore, Sydney. Toss it to the free throw line, intended for Cunningham. Tipped out of her hands and taken away by Forest Grove. 122 and counting. Forest Grove, right side. Peterson, jab step, backs it out with the left hand, drives in, kicks out across the lane. A three from Ingram, short. Kicked off the corner of the rim, and it's pulled down by Peterson. Excuse me, that is Cunningham for Roseburg that pulls it in. Morello dribbles left side to Murphy on the right side of the lane. Bounce it away to Montefiore. Has the ball over her head. Still has her dribble. Now uses it as she passes it away to Morello. Morello finds Wiedemeyer for a long two from the baseline, and she was just too strong with her shot. On the outlet up the floor, that ball out of bounds, kicked out by Forest Grove. Roseburg will get it back. Coming into the game for the Tribe, Micaiah McClatcher will get her first action of the night. Played in the JV game, gets a chance to get some minutes here in the second half of this one. 42 seconds to play in the third quarter. McClatcher gets it, backs it out, fights it over the top of the defender. Murphy's going to try another three. That one off the side of the iron. McClatcher gets the rebound. She puts up a shot, and that's no good. And a foul called against Roseburg. It'll be against Wiedemeyer. And Skylar Wiedemeyer picks up her first, I believe. Out at the top with it. Emerson picks up the dribble, hands it off. Ingram, right side, stops at the elbow. Gets it to Vernon. Vernon dribbles to the free throw line. 10 seconds to play in the third quarter. Out to Ingram for a three. And it drops right through. And Kai Ingram gets her second three of the ball game. As the third quarter comes to an end, Roseburg almost gets a half-court shot from Emily Morello to fall through, but it does not. Into three quarters, it is 47-6. All Forest Grove in this one. Back after a 60-second timeout on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Get ready to satisfy your dessert cravings with Mountain Mike's new mini churros. These delicious bite-sized churros are the perfect dessert to pair with your favorite Mountain Mike's pizza, made with only the freshest and finest ingredients, dough made fresh daily with 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese, and toppings to the edge. For limited time only, get 16 mini churros for the whole family for only $4.99. Don't wait. Order yours today for dine-in, carry-out, or delivery.
I am a nurse.
A firefighter.
A college student.
A mother.
And I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready.
For every storm.
And disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors.
My family.
And my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
It'll be a Roseburg basketball to start the fourth quarter, trailing 47-6. Today's game brought to you by Mahalo Heating and Air Conditioning. Get 0% financing for 72 months on approved credit now at Mahalo Heating and Air. And by Good Vibes Solutions for home theater and automotive audio. You can feel it at Good Vibes. Clock got started before the ball was inbounded here to start the fourth quarter. They'll put 8 minutes back up there. Today's game also sponsored by Fisher's Hearth & Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces in the area. I think I said it was Roseburg basketball. It'll be North Bend that starts with the basketball. No, excuse me, Forest Grove. North Bend was yesterday's action. To the right side with it, Peterson dribbles around a screen on the left side, nearly taken away by Mclaughlin. Pass the left side, Ingram with it, looking underneath. She'll pull up for a three, and that one is good. It's a long two is what they're going to call that one. Long two there for Ingram, and it's 49-6. Sydney Montefiore dribbles right side. Sydney Montefiore, Emma Murphy, Hannah Bowman, Micaiah McClatcher, and Michaela Cunningham in this game for Roseburg. A lot of the bench players there. Micaiah McClatcher, a shot that too strong, rims out for her. And we're about a minute away here in the fourth quarter, 49-6. Miley Vernon, a starter still in the game for Forest Grove. She tries to slip one through the defense, intended there for Caitlin Mclaughlin, but that one goes through off her fingertips and through the defense and out of bounds. Roseburg will get it back. Miley Vernon out there, Caitlin McLaughlin, Caitlin Peterson out there on the floor, along with Grace Burke, a starter, out on the floor still. Vernon tips a pass by Bowman, but it stays with Roseburg as they track it down in the half court. Dump it underneath. Murphy gets underneath and draws a double team and a foul. Kai Ingram, the fifth player out there on the floor for Forest Grove. 6:21 to go, and headed to the free throw line will go Emma Murphy, who leads Roseburg with 3 points.
Foul against Caitlin Peterson.
Emily Morello with 2, and Amy Carpenter with 1. Not a shooting foul, and they changed that decision there. Inbound goes to Montefiore in the corner. Sydney driving in, goes with the reverse, almost gets it to fall, and it was dancing on the iron and doesn't fall. Micaiah McClatcher will get the offensive board. She pulls up for a 10-footer, and that's no good. And rebound down to Forest Grove. They bring the ball up the floor. The Vikings with it on the right side. Ingram finds the easy cutter. Lily Hammond for an easy two. Got lost in the defense there. 51-6. 5.5 to play. Montefiore brings it up across the timeline, working against Ingram. The zone defense here. Excuse me, man-to-man here. Bowman, pass it to McClatcher, looking left side. Now will get it to Murphy. Murphy wants the underneath cutter, and she found Montefiore. Montefiore kicks out. Bowman a three. It's tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with Roseburg. Hannah Bowman had a look, but the pass tipped out of bounds. Emma Murphy will take a seat for Roseburg. Into the game is Kayla Klopfenstein. Also had a lot of substitutions for Forest Grove. These might be some of their JV players. Sydney Montefiore to the free throw line. Pass out to Bowman. Klopfenstein into the game. A quick pull on a 2 from just inside the arc. It's off the iron, no good. Up the floor, into the hands of, again, some JV players. Should have grabbed a roster with more of the secondary teams players out there. So I don't know some of these JV players. Apologize for that. Out to the top with it is Lily Everson, still a starter in this game. You've got Everson and Hammond are still in this game. Everson with it, drives in, kicks it to the near side. Out to the top for Emma Emerson, the sophomore. Back into the corner, a long 3 off the mark for Hammond. Rebound on the weak side, pulled down by Roseburg. Hannah Bowman's going to bring it up the floor. Bowman to the near side. With it, Klopfenstein looking underneath. A lot of cutting, a little confusion there as Mekhi McClatcher running in to Michaela Cunningham. Driving baseline, McClatcher passing along the skip pass out to Montefiore. To the top, Bowman gets it to Klopfenstein. Cunningham to McClatcher. Steps into a right wing 3, and it rattles through. Michaela McClatcher buries her first field goal of the night. Second 3 of the game for Roseburg, 51-9 the score, 3:26 and counting. A 3 for Forest Grove off the mark. Roseburg down with the rebound. Cunningham will take it all the way. She gets her first points. Michaela puts it through. The steal and the outlet. Hammond driving in, and she'll get the lay-in from the right side. 53-11. 2:55 as the clock winding down on this one. Behind the back dribble by Montefiore, gets it to McClatcher, to Bowman. Bowman finds Montefiore cutting, and she just can't get it to fall. That one dripping off the rim on the front side. Off the mark there, and the rebound bobbled around a bit, out of bounds. Last touch by the Indians. .225. Right side, Lauren Buchanan back into the game with an easy lead here for Forest Grove, on top by 42 at the moment. With it, Emerson driving right side. The fender goes down to the ground. That was Klopfenstein. Emerson gets it back in the corner. Roseburg's defense recovered, able to keep everything in front of them. Buchanan will get it. She's going to launch a 3, and that one off the iron, no good. Rebound pulled down by Emerson, and she'll get 2.
That's a good Emerson.
Looked like 2 Roseburg players thought the other one was going to get that rebound, and that allowed for the easy putback. Bucket for Forest Grove, 55-11. Montefiore, a nice take, gets to the right side of the rim, but just off the mark with her shot, carries over the iron, and no good. Buchanan will bring it up through that center circle. To the right side. Player looking underneath. One of our unknown players here from the JV team. Gets a pass off. And that's again another one of our unknown players, number 44, catch and shoot. And it's 57-11. Far side with it. Underneath to McClatcher. McClatcher going to draw a blocking foul here from Forest Grove. .48 seconds, the clock is still running. Guess we've hit a mercy rule running clock scenario. 39 seconds to go. Entry pass down to Rivera. She cuts to the basket. Her shot doesn't want to fall. Down with it was McClatcher. Hits the underside of the backboard, and the rebound pulled in by Forest Grove. 23 seconds to go here. 57-11 the score. Forest Grove, a shot from the elbow, no good. Rebound by Burke. Excuse me, that by Buchanan. And she gets hit on her way up with a putback shot. She'll head to the free throw line. 5.3 to play.
Or Buchanan at the line.
Buchanan, a couple of dribbles at the stripe, and will put up a shot. Makes it 58-11. Today's game sponsored by Flyway Travel. You can contact their travel experts for your travel plans. Call them at 672-5701. Second one doesn't fall for Buchanan. And a shot before the buzzer. Roseburg almost hits a couple of long shots at the buzzer, but Hannah Bowman clinks it off the iron. No good. And that will finish it up here. At the end of 4 periods of play, our final score is 58-11. Forest Grove will move to 2-0 on the year, and Roseburg will fall to 1-2 on the season. We'll come back with our post-game show, wrap this one up for you. We name our Mountain Mike's Pizza Player of the Game when we come back here on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Get ready to satisfy your dessert cravings with Mountain Mike's new mini churros. These delicious bite-sized churros are the perfect dessert to pair with your favorite Mountain Mike's pizza, made with only the freshest and finest ingredients, dough made fresh daily with 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese, and toppings to the edge. For limited time only, get 16 mini churros for the whole family for only $4.99. Don't wait. Order yours today for dine-in, carry-out, or delivery.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Welcome you back here to Roseburg High School and Robertson Memorial Gymnasium, where today the Forest Grove Vikings go to 2-0 on the season with a big win against Roseburg, 58-11. It was all Forest Grove the entire way as they would pull ahead in the first quarter, holding Roseburg scoreless for the first quarter and nearly for the first half. Roseburg doesn't score until 38 seconds to play in the first half of this one, and Roseburg would and score no more than 5 points in a single quarter. Those came in the fourth quarter of this ball game, with many of the starters out of the game for Forest Grove. Forest Grove leading 35-3 at halftime, pulled ahead 47-6 at the end of 3, and win this one 58-11. Taking a look at numbers from this one in this ball game, finished with 2 players in double figures for Forest Grove, 17 for Lauren Buchanan, 13 for Allie Hammond. Behind them, 8 points for Kai Ingram, 7 for Emma Emerson, 5 points for Lily Everson, 4 for Miley Vernon. Then you had 2 points for Caitlin Peterson and 2 points for number 44, I think a player off the JV team that I did not have on my varsity roster. On the other side for Roseburg, with 3 points to lead the way, both Emma Murphy and Micaiah McClatcher coming off the bench for those 3-pointers. 2 points for Emily Morello, 1 point for Amy Carpenter, and 2 points for Michaela Cunningham, and those are your Roseburg scorers in this one here today. Turnovers, a big issue there. The defense from Forest Grove very much lights out in this one. Roseburg basketball is sponsored by Tim's Appliance and Mattress at the corner of Lane and South Stevens in Roseburg. 0% financing is always available. Also by Roseburg Honda. Buying a car can be a hassle, but at Roseburg Honda, it is different. Customer satisfaction is their highest priority. Visit Roseburg Honda, where they treat you like family because they are family. And want to say thanks to B&D Meats, whether it's for one or for many, B&D Meats in Winston has you covered. And Barnes Heating and Cooling, your complete energy company. Visit barnesheatingandcooling.com or call them at 541-459-1545. Take one more 2-minute break. We'll come back and wrap it all up for you here from Roseburg High School. We'll name our Roseburg Mountain Mike's Pizza Player of the Game after this here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
We are Douglas County Farmers Co-op, but we're not just for farmers. We serve all residents of Douglas County because we are Douglas County. Stop by today for everything from a tank of gas to a bite to eat anytime you're hungry. Pick up something for yourself, your home, and those you care for. Celebrating 100 years of service, Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Good people, good products, and good advice.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
As a doctor, I kept myself safe from COVID by following all the proper protocols. Then I visited my family, and we all got COVID. I debated getting the vaccine since I gained the COVID antibodies. I changed my mind because I learned the antibodies may not offer full protection. But getting the vaccine after COVID can help prevent you from getting sick again. It also lowers your risk of getting someone else sick. So whether you've already had COVID or you're still unvaccinated, please get the vaccine.
Back here to wrap things up from Roseburg High School as the Roseburg girls fall 58-11 against Forest Grove. It is time now to name our Mountain Mike's Pizza Player of the Game. Mountain Mike's Pizza, pizza the way it ought to be. Our player of the game for Roseburg today is going to be Emma Murphy. She hits the three that gets Roseburg on the board off the bench. With 38 seconds to play in the first half, she stepped into a three, made it look easy, drops that through, and got Roseburg on the board. Obviously, a lot of things to try and continue to clean up for Roseburg. Got to figure out how to deal with a defense like that from Forest Grove. But Emma Murphy got him on the board and helped them avoid a shutout in the first half of this ball game. So Emma Murphy, our Mountain Mike's Pizza Player of the Game for this one. Want to say thanks to our sponsors, Barnes Heating and Cooling. Give them a call at 541-459-1545. Chuck's Warm Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? And by Dr. Alanson Randall. They're accepting new patients, so call them at 541-378-6694. As we wrap it up, I want to say thanks to Forest Grove for making the trek here today for today's ball game. Enjoyed getting a chance to see them out of the Portland metropolitan area. I want to say thanks to Athletic Director Russ Bolin, Head Coach Chad Smith, and the entire Roseburg girls basketball program for allowing us to bring you another season of Roseburg girls basketball here on The Score. Want to say thanks to Craig Ortega back in the studio for the radio production here today. Big thanks to him for putting up with some technical difficulties here to get this one started. Thanks to Angela Kieran for helping out with the video production here today. And as always, a thanks to you, the fan, for tuning in for today's broadcast, because, of course, without you, I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself. I'm Joey Kieran. We will talk to you guys on Wednesday when we are in Eugene to cover Roseburg boys basketball against the North Eugene Highlanders. We'll have that one for you right here on Douglas County's Home for Sports, The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.